Welcome back to Financial Futures, where we dive into the latest updates and strategies to secure your financial future. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the much talked about $2,200 Social Security checks and bonus payments. There's a lot of information out there, and I'm here to break it all down for you. First off, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you know there's a ton of different plans out there to change Social Security. One number that keeps popping up is the $2,200 Social Security check, along with the idea of bonus payments. So, what does this all mean? Let's dive into it. But before we get into the details, I have a quick favor to ask. If you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free and ensures you won't miss out on any crucial updates. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's talk about these $2,200 checks and bonus payments. Why are these numbers significant, and what do they mean for you? There's a lot of discussion about changing Social Security to address one primary issue: insolvency. The Social Security program is facing potential insolvency in about 9 to 11 years. If no changes are made, benefits could be cut by around 21–24%. That's why lawmakers are proposing various changes to ensure the program remains solvent. One of the ideas gaining traction is centered around the $2,200 monthly benefit. The average Social Security benefit is expected to be around $2,200 in the near future. What does this mean for those receiving benefits above or below this amount? Here's the idea. For those receiving more than $2,200 a month, lawmakers are proposing several changes. These include no longer giving cost of living adjustments, COLAs, to higher income recipients and potentially reducing their benefits. The savings from these changes could be used to bolster the Social Security Trust Fund or to increase benefits for lower income recipients. For instance, they might reduce benefits for the top 20% of beneficiaries and redirect those funds to lower income recipients, potentially lifting them to or above the federal poverty line. Imagine if Social Security announced that no beneficiary is receiving less than the federal poverty line. That would be a significant improvement for many. Currently, about 11 million seniors receiving Social Security are living below the poverty line. This proposed change aims to address that issue by redistributing funds from higher income beneficiaries to those in greater need. There are many iterations of this proposal, but the central idea revolves around the $2,200 mark. Some argue that anyone receiving above this amount perceives it as a bonus payment, given they might have other income sources like pensions or investment returns. The goal is to ensure the solvency of the Social Security program while providing a safety net for lower-income beneficiaries. It's a complex issue with many moving parts, but the focus is on making the system more equitable and sustainable. So, what do you think about these proposed changes? Do you believe reducing benefits for higher-income individuals and increasing them for lower-income beneficiaries is the right approach? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm here to keep you informed. If you have any questions or need further clarification, feel free to ask. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Today we will also talk about a significant announcement from Donald Trump regarding tips and taxes. If he gets elected president, he promises to make tips tax-free. Let's unpack what this means and its potential impact on millions of Americans. But before we get into the details, let's hear from Trump himself.
I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy, because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
This is the first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy, because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips. That was Trump unveiling his proposal just a few days ago. It's pretty straightforward, but let's go over the details and implications. First, this change would affect millions of Americans: waiters, waitresses, bartenders, Uber drivers, taxi drivers, DoorDashers, barbers, stylists, and even YouTubers. With tip culture expanding, it could potentially affect just about anybody. For example, even YouTubers can receive tips through the thanks button. Now, let's consider an example. If you receive most of your tips in cash, are you going to report that to the IRS? Most people don't, because why give more money to the government? However, not reporting tips can create problems when trying to rent an apartment, get an auto loan, or buy a home due to a lack of reportable income. If tips become tax-free, people would be more likely to report them, showing their true income without the burden of additional taxes. This would help in situations where a higher reported income is beneficial. While many tips are reported, especially those made via credit card, cash tips often go unreported. A former bartender shared with me how this issue affected their ability to get loans. However, it's important to note that Trump can't make tips tax-free on his own. Congress needs to approve this change. Remember when Trump made significant changes to the tax code in 2017? Those changes were approved by Congress, and most of them are set to expire in 2025. So, taxes will be a hot topic in the coming year. If Trump is re-elected, he will likely push for this tax-free tips proposal during the tax negotiations. But this will require approval from both the House and the Senate. Currently, the Republicans control the House, and the Democrats control the Senate, both by narrow margins. The outcome of the 2024 elections will heavily influence this proposal's chances. If Trump is re-elected and Republicans maintain or gain control of Congress, the proposal stands a better chance. Even if they don't, negotiations with Democrats could still bring this proposal to the table. But there's another layer to consider. Trump's statement didn't specify whether tips would be exempt from all taxes, such as federal income, Social Security, and Medicare taxes, or just federal income taxes. This ambiguity means there's still much to discuss and negotiate in Congress. Additionally, many Americans are fed up with the expansion of tip culture. While I believe in tipping well for good service, it's undeniable that tipping has extended to places and situations where it traditionally didn't exist, like at Starbucks or self-serve kiosks. If this proposal passes, it could make tipping even more prevalent, potentially increasing the pressure to tip in more situations. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you support the idea of making tips tax-free? How do you think it will impact tipping culture and the economy? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into Financial Futures. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Have a great day.